In this video, we'll be talking about all the different tools that you will need for rendering your designs in full color. The paper that we'll be using is the Benfang Graphics 360 marker paper. And you'll also see on here it says 100% rag marker paper. This one has 50 sheets. They're acid free so they don't turn yellow over time. And make sure that when you open this up that you don't touch this if your fingers are like oily or wet or anything, because it's going to mess up your drawings. So keep all of these pieces of paper super clean and dry. For doing textures, you're going to want to have some tulle. And you're going to want a few different sizes, so you'll notice some of the tulle is really thick and heavy, and you can see the netting design in there. And then some of them are very light and thin. So just a couple different variations of tulle. You're also going to want to have some sandpaper for doing your different textures. So starting from 60 grit all the way through to 80 grit. And then the last one here is 120 grit. If you find a multi-pack and the sizes are close to that, that's fine. Go ahead and get the multi-pack. You're also going to want some kind of a whiteout correction fluid pen. The two important things about this, number one, is it should be a ballpoint pen. So you don't want it to be like a paint pen or you don't want it to be a brush. It should be a ballpoint. And also the middle should be squeezable, so you should be able to squeeze this so you can control how much is coming out of the tip. I've seen these before at the 99-cent store. If you can't find them there, you can find them anywhere where they sell office supplies and pens and pencils and all of that. You'll want to have your set of 6 micron pens. We've already reviewed this in our other list of tools, but this is the 005 all the way through 8. When you go to the store to buy these, also in the same area, they have these little jelly roll pens, so you'll want to get a white one as well as a silver one, and then I'll show you how to use these when we're rendering. Also in the same area, they'll have these individually. This is a Recollections pen, and it's the broad tip, and it's an opaque snow white. If you have a piece of corduroy fabric somewhere just in your box of fabrics, I like to use this when I open up my marker tips. And for the first time, sometimes there's a lot of ink on the tip there, so I'll just touch it on here to get that blob of ink off. So it's just a scrap. You don't have to go out and buy anything new. The next thing you want to get is a set of the Scholar Prisma color pencils. You don't have to get the professional ones. The Scholar quality is fine for now. And for me, I like to have at least the 60 set if you can, because it'll have lots of different colors. But if you can't afford that, for sure, at the minimum, get the 24 set. The last thing you'll want here is going to be the Chart Pack Add Markers. And then also, if you look these up, it'll say something about having a tri-tip on there. These markers, you won't find them at Joann's or Michael's, but you can find them on blick.com or at art stores in your area. And this is required, so I want you to buy these. Some of you will already own some Prismacolor markers. You might have Copic markers or something else like this. But for the techniques that I'm going to teach you, you have to use the Chart Pack markers and the marker paper. I think you'll also like how the chart packs blend on the paper, and especially as I'm teaching you the techniques. And then at some point in time, you'll be able to go back to some Prisma markers that you already own, and you can see the difference between them. The first color project that we're going to do together is going to be a swimsuit, and mostly because I want you to learn how to do skin and hair, and then we'll add a swimsuit and a little bit of texture to that. What we'll be using is light sand, pink, and craft brown. Now for the girls that I do during the demo, I'm going to be using light sand for their skin tone, and I'll use craft brown for their hair. If you wanted to do a darker girl, like an African American girl, then you can use the craft brown. So the same color I'm using for her hair, you could use that for the skin. And then we'll also be using the pink for little areas inside of the skin tone, and then we'll do the swimsuit in pink. The next project that we'll do after that will be the white dress shirt along with blue jeans. So you're going to want to have what's called a blender. It's clear blender. The next one is going to be frost blue, and we're going to use both of these to develop the white dress shirt. And then for the denim here, I like to use electric blue. The third project we're going to do is a winter coat along with some glossy boots. During the semester, usually I let students choose whatever color they want, and they just go and they get a swatch of fabric. And then in the classroom, they'll find a marker to match it, because I have a whole set of markers in the classroom. But since you're going to be buying your own markers, if you want, you can follow me exactly what I'm doing. I'll be using turquoise green, or you could pick a color of your own, or you could use the pink that you already have or the blue that you already have, and you can do this project. I recommend if you're going to choose some other color, I would have fabric with me and I would bring it to the art store so I could pick out a marker that matches my fabric. So again, I'm using turquoise green. You can use whatever color you want out of this stack. Also for the semester, we're going to do the boots we're going to make them black. But when you do black, you actually buy the cool gray number 5, and then you stack it with several layers along with a black color pencil to make black. The fourth project we'll do together is going to be a sparkly prom dress. So this is going to be a combination of silk and sheer and sparkles. For this class, usually what I do is we go back to using our flesh tone, our hair tone, as well as our pink. So you can decide if you just want to do a pink prom dress and you've already got the colors. If you want to buy a whole nother color for your prom dress, I would recommend find some fabric first and then go to the marker store and get the markers to match. During this project is when we'll be using the white correction fluid, and we'll also be using this white recollections pen. And if you have budget to buy anything extra, I think when you go to buy your white jelly roll and your silver jelly roll pen, if you want to get gold, you can. And then of course, if you want one more gray for doing like some shadowing and stuff, you can use a cool gray. Those are optional if you want to get the gold jelly roll pen and the cool gray number 2.